Thank you for joining us today. You are listening to On the Vine with Jackie and Cortez. This is our first ever spiritual relationship podcast. Jackie, how are you?
I'm amazing. Thank you for the great introduction.
Honestly, the introductions will get better. I promise. This is the first introduction to the show, but I just wanted to just narrow it down because this podcast is going to be about relationships. It's going to be about the spiritual aspect of relationships and how we are viewing it. Do you know what I mean? From our point of view. And we're just going to try and just give you the best knowledge we know, just to try and help and guide you in any which shape, way, or form we can. So I'm Cortez, by the way. Hi, this is Jackie. Where are you from, Jackie?
I am in Edmonton, Canada.
Wow. See? And I'm from UK. So you can tell how deep and how big this is going to be. Okay, we're going to branch out to many countries. We're gonna have people on this show eventually, aren't we, Jackie?
Yeah, we would love to have a lot of panel discussions about the most controversial topics that are facing people in relationships today.
Absolutely. And with myself being a semen retention coach, which you will get to know what that is along down the line, I'm finding that. Let me just introduce myself first, right? So my name is Cortez. I am a semen retention coach. I am a spiritual coach, if you want to call it that. I help people along their spiritual awakening path. And I also work with young children because that is my gift. Jackie, what do you do, my darling?
Welcome, guys. So I'm Jackie Lyons, and I am a holistic energy healer and intuitive guide. And kind of my passion is to be a podcast host. So this is something that has been in the works since I was interviewing my sister at 5 years old with a shampoo bottle in the bathroom. And here we are, the manifestation of kind of a life of doing a bunch of things that I knew that I had to figure out weren't for me to get to the exactly where I am right now. So that's where
It's
we're at.
crazy. It's crazy how life starts because from a young child, you image and you picture yourself what you're gonna be, what am I gonna be doing when I'm this age, who am I gonna be with, certain things like that. And we do not actually understand how much control we have at that young age with our imaginations.
Yeah.
Because there's so many things that I've been picturing and visualizing just from young age that are coming into fruition now, guys. And I'm in
It's
my
like,
30s.
intuitively.
This is it. This is it. And this brings us to relationships.
Yeah.
Okay?
And I thought I would start with the first question today because somebody that I follow or I tend to follow now that I am single in my 40s, kind of starting out in relationships when I was, 15 years ago when I was dating, there was no camera phones, there was no real big dating websites, anything like that. So this is a whole new experience for me. And I had kind of popped into some other relationship podcasts and specifically about Andrew and Tristen Tate and their style of dating. And they are very open about the fact that they date multiple women at one time. And it's kind of the women know, and it, they get this, I guess, here, are you okay with the fact that you're not the one and only? And they're like, okay, I am. I get this type of lifestyle. You get multiple women. And that seems to be the culture with a lot of men these days because of that. And I thought I was just interested to see what's your perspective on it. Do you know about that? Is that your experience as well as your navigate? I know you're not dating, but you've been a relationship coach. So.
I know about that culture. I wouldn't say, I'm not going to mention any names, but a few people I know live that culture.
Okay.
But that culture is a mindset, I believe. I think it's all mindsets, you know what I mean? Depending on whose culture you're listening to, because we all have our separate cultures and beliefs about, and morals and lines that we do not cross. Right? So it becomes like you need to set boundaries in a relationship. And with living that particular culture, the boundaries are endless. So you are dividing your energy, you're splitting your energy to too many people, right? And I speak about this when I'm talking about semen retention, keeping it to one partner because you don't know what soul ties or what entities other partners may be carrying. Spiritually, I'm talking. This is a spiritual relationship podcast, guys.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm not gonna give you an answer that you've heard, that you may have heard answers like this before, but we're gonna try and approach this from a spiritual standpoint. So from a spiritual standpoint, that is very detrimental to your psyche, your health,
Energy.
your energy, your aura, just how you view relationships and other females as well. And I'm not saying it's wrong or right, because what is wrong or right? Who am I to say what is wrong or right?
Yeah.
What I am saying is you are going to stretch yourself spiritually. And by the end of it, energetically, you are going to be drained and sucked. And also, guys, you're never going to really know what true love is if you are splitting yourself off to so many females.
And that's what I think too. Like, I am somebody who is very much a one man kind of woman. I mean, if I had a celebrity crush, it would definitely be Andrew Tate. Like, my unhealed version of Jackie really likes his massive ego. And I think he's very open, and a lot of stuff he says I do resonate to. And you're giving somebody the ability to consent through free will. So he's not lying about what his needs are and what the expectation is. So that's the difference, is you gave somebody a choice and they agreed to it, whether they, because obviously there's a lifestyle that's provided with it. And for me, Andrew, you could call me. We'll be good for a weekend, maybe a week.
Do you want to know what? The thing about, I love Andrew Tate. I love him. He's a lot of females record him misogynistic by the way he approaches certain things, but he is just so cutthroat, straight to the point.
I don't think he's misogynistic at all. I think you're reading it wrong.
He's not. I don't believe he is. But
these are my needs. Either you're with it or not. And if
you're not
being honest, to me,
that's it. And he's truthful, and he's truthful about what his needs are. And there are a lot of females that will resonate with that because they don't want to be tied down by one man, and they want to be doing what they want to do and not have any emotional attachments to this person. Do you know what I mean?
Don't think the women are allowed to be promiscuous. I think the deal is I'm your only man, but I can be with multiple women. And because I'm giving you the expensive stuff and the lifestyle that you want, that's the sacrifice. Okay, and for me, that's why I say for a week, maybe a weekend, sounds like a fun time. But I know that any man that I want to be within a relationship has to be there just for me. Like, I need that little bit of obsessiveness about me. And I wouldn't be okay sharing. Sorry. I'm not a sharing kind of girl.
Well, a lot of this is, the way the world is going, I believe a lot of people are confused to how relationships should be. Do you know what I mean? Because like you say, like my partner, she is coldly focused on me solely, right? And I know that, and vice versa. So it's like we've forgotten that in a relationship, it's always having to build, and you're always working on yourself. Do you know what I mean? So it's like if I was in a relationship where I was with multiple girls and they couldn't be with other men, to me, that doesn't sit right with me. But if they are comfortable living that life, then who's to say what he's doing is wrong? Do you know what I mean? It's like if they're okay with it, they're okay with it. But I don't know.
I guess my problem comes in is that the men that are following these podcasts are missing one key point, that he's honest with the women, that this is the kind of relationship we're getting into ahead of time. And then they have a choice to make yes or no. Does that work for me? Other men are getting into these relationships with that mindset, but they're failing to tell the women that there's multiple of them. They still want the women to believe they're in a committed relationship. And that's where the problem lies. They are missing the point. He doesn't lie to the women. And he's open about it on all these podcasts. So you know exactly what you're getting into. And that's where the difference is that lie, and men taking that concept and turning it into their own version where, men are allowed to sleep with multiple women. Women should just understand that that's a thing. And failing to tell the women that this is the type of relationship you're in. That's my problem.
That's the culture. I think that's become the culture, is the mischievous, just doing things knowing that it's wrong. Do you know what I mean? But because it's the culture and because it looks a certain way and you want to be viewed a certain way by your peers, you're doing things that are really going to affect your relationship later on down the line. Now, if anyone is listening to this and they want any sort of advice with relationship, not to say that I'm a guru, but I am. No, I'm joking. But what I do, I listen. Try to listen most times. And that's only because my partner is literally, she's allowed me to develop that through our relationship. And now it is a skill, because if you do not listen to your partner, you are going to be fucked. Sorry, excuse my French, but you just will, because there's nothing going to be heard and communicated. Now, with Andrew Tate's point, from the Andrew Tate point of view, I feel that, to me, that's very draining. Very draining.
I know, we should hope that he comes. We should manifest him on our talk show.
Oh yeah, listen,
he would
probably rip the shit out of me for saying that. It's draining.
He is
only because I'm not living that lifestyle. So he'll probably be like,
I would love to hear you guys debate it though. Because I bet somewhere in the back of his mind, I wonder if in the back of his mind that he wonders if he had maybe found the right girl and stayed committed to one person over this same period, where his life might have been if he had that one solid, loyal partner instead of the multiple women that he was surrounded with. And I guess you'll never know. There probably is another timeline where that Andrew is living his best life. Maybe with.
Well, let me tell you this: if he wasn't surrounded by multiple partners and certain things, then what's happening to him now? Even though the people at the top have control over certain things, but and I don't believe any of it, by the way, to be honest with you, because I realize like Andrew Tate is a good-looking guy. He doesn't need to do anything to harm anyone for any pleasure for himself. Like if he really, really, really wanted to, he would just pay for it all. Do you not understand that?
He doesn't come off like, I don't know. I read energy and I found out very well online, and I think he's genuine. And it comes off as cocky and arrogant. And really, that's what I love about it, because that blunt truth is something that's devoid in the world. So you want to tell me straight to my face the truth? I will accept that over some sugar-coated fantasy. I appreciate that.
Okay, so that's something, because it's good. It's good. Like, we're getting to know what females want from a.
Oh, I don't know if I'm like every other female out there, but I'm a healed version of a female, so I've already walked through my trauma. I don't get validation from men by them, caring about how I look. I no longer get validation that way. So I have a different perspective on but I used to. That's why I said there was a time where I would have had a lot of fun with him, but I don't need that anymore, right? I don't need to feel like I don't want to have to make that sacrifice where I have to share my man with someone else. No, anybody who wants to be with me is going to give me 100% of them, and I will give them 100% of me, because I know what a real relationship feels like and real love feels like. I might not have gone out and tried to get it because it was really scary before. So I did get into situations where it was more about creating the perfect life, not so much about love. It was about getting my needs met too. And absolutely. I did. Now I'm ready to be vulnerable and take the steps that it takes to actually find true love. And it's a scary place to be, because you are risking being hurt, and it's terrifying.